3, 2, 1. Let's get it. Welcome back to the show. We'll call it Nurture the Mind. That's the podcast. The YouTube channel is Poots. Today we're going to get back into a little bit of a music reaction. I haven't done one of these in a while. I've done like recap videos on listening to songs and albums. Most recently, I did a recap video on Watch the World Burn by Falling in Reverse. And then I did a album review basically by Let's Start Here from Lil Yachty. And it's interesting. So just to give you guys some context, over the last week, I actually had my best friend Dakota reach out to me and he said, you should check out this other song by Falling in Reverse. And I've done many reaction videos to their songs. And I have not heard this song, so I'm very excited because it seems like everything that Falling in Reverse puts out has some type of weight behind it. And then I ran into this guy where I work at the gym that I work at, Anytime Fitness up in Norwalk. One of the members saw my bio. Everybody that works there has a bio. It's like a little poster thing is hanging up on our wall right by where you fill up your water to get a drink. And in my bio, it says that I do podcasts and I do the YouTube channel and stuff like that. And he checked out my channel. He saw that I've done music reviews, music reactions, and he gave me a suggestion to listen to. So we'll probably do that next week as I'm recording. Today is April 9th, so I don't know when I'll get this video out. But without further ado, let's talk about the song that I'm going to listen to and react to. It is by Falling in Reverse, and the song is called I Don't Mind. And it is from their 2017 album called Coming Home. Now, I have heard the title track off of this album, Coming Home, and then I did a music reaction back in 2022 of the song Fuck You and All Your Friends, which is also off of this album. So I've only heard 2 songs off of this album. This will be the third. Very excited because me and my friend Dakota, we used to send music back and forth to each other. We actually called it Music Monday. We eventually stopped doing that. And so then I turned it into this YouTube episode segment, whatever you want to call it. And I was doing it quite heavily back in 2021, actually getting a lot of traction and momentum off of doing a lot of Falling in Reverse material. And at various points, I stopped reviewing music and would just do strictly like podcasts of various subjects, anything that I wanted to talk about. So needless to say, I'm excited to listen to this. Haven't heard it, don't know what it's going to sound like. It's Falling in Reverse, though, Ronnie Radke. All they do is, for the most part, put out good music. Maybe this album wasn't as well received as some of their later stuff that they had been doing, like in 2018, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Yeah, it just seems like their music continues to evolve and get better, as it should with any art, any type of music. You should always be looking to evolve. So I'm not going to wait anymore. I'm just going to play this song and see what comes to mind. I Don't Mind by Falling in Reverse off the album Coming Home. interesting. I may go back and listen to it one more time just to get the full effect. I mean, you never really get everything you need to on one listen. Pleasant song. I wouldn't say that it is like some of their strongest stuff. But again, this came out in 2017, so definitely still working on their craft. Although I know Ronnie specifically has been doing music for a long time, so not saying it's a weak track, not saying it's a weak album. I haven't listened to the entire album. I really liked Coming Home off of this album. Again, I think I need to listen to this one more time. I would say maybe one of the beefs that I have is I wish there was more of a heavy progression on the back end. It didn't seem like it was the typical rundown of how their last few singles have gone, where there's a few choruses or verses, I guess you could say, throughout the song, and then near the end of the song, probably like the last third of the song, there's a heavy breakdown. Now, again, maybe I'm being a little bit too critical because, again, this came out in 2017. The songs I'm referencing now are newer. Maybe it's a new style that they tried. But it seems to be tested and true, especially for a band in this type of genre. I even think of the band A Day to Remember. They kind of have this template for making music, which is get a very catchy chorus or like a hook or a bridge or a transition, the lines that they will repeat in the song, get a few verses, maybe two or three. And then as you near the end of the song, like I said, 2/3 of the way through, you have to have some type of breakdown. Most heavy rock and roll, alternative, pop punk, metalcore bands will stick to that template, and it's basically like, okay, the viewer or the listener kind of knows what to expect, but at the same time, anytime you get a breakdown, it just fills my heart up so much. And you didn't really sense much of a breakdown in this song. Ronnie's vocals sounded really good. Again, I kind of want to listen to it one more time. I caught some of the lyrics where he was saying that he is basically the same way that his mother is, which I don't know a whole lot of context of what went on with him and his mother. I think he was abandoned by his mother. I think he may mention that she got into drugs, became an addict or something, and then Ronnie kind of followed suit with that. But again, over the last, I don't know, 10 years or so, maybe even longer, I really feel like Ronnie has kind of switched his life around and has been on this climb, this ascension away from that old life that he once lived. And that's why, it's so interesting to see like the day and age that we live in. And Ronnie has faced heavy criticism. I've talked about this on other videos before too, is like Ronnie for some reason is a very polarizing figure, like Donald Trump is, like Tua Tagovailoa is, the quarterback of my beloved Miami Dolphins. There are people that are out there that either hate these people or absolutely love them. There's no like nuance, there's no in between, there's no reason to debate or to dissect these people. It's either you hate them or you love them. For me, I don't know if I would say I love Ronnie, but I really respect what he does as an artist, the music that he creates. He's living out the redemptive story, which is something that, we all have to face at some point in our lives, because we could all pick and choose aspects from who we used to be, the person that we used to be 10 to 15 years ago. And there's probably some decisions that we made, some things that we did that we're not necessarily proud of. But the beautiful thing about life is that as you age, you actually get to correct all that. You actually get to write the story as it's going along. You don't have to live out those old patterns. You don't have to make those same mistakes. If you are smart and aware enough to figure out that you made a mistake, it's just being aware, it's being cognizant of what happened and not making that same mistake twice. So I really respect the man. I really like the man. I'm going to listen to this song one more time just to give the reaction video its due, just in case there is something that I missed. There's some other speaking point that I want to go down. So I'm going to listen to it one more time and we'll finish with some final thoughts. All right, so just a few added thoughts, maybe building off of some things that I said the first time around. Yeah, you definitely know with this older sound of Falling in Reverse is like there's not as much going on. I don't think there's as much heavy production and theatrics as some of their newer songs like Watch the World Burn, voices in my head, zombified. And not to say that there's anything wrong with that. You know, I think it's just because of the time frame that I came into listening to Falling in Reverse is relatively new. I think by going back and listening to their older tracks, their older albums, it's not really having the same impact on me that it does with their newer stuff. So it's no criticism. Maybe I've just become so spoiled as a listener. I came in at the time that I did, so I can't really appreciate the music that was there before. But yeah, there's no real breakdown. I mean, it's relatively a very mellow song all the way throughout, and I've really become accustomed to liking the Ronnie that, you know, is angry, that's getting angry at people. Like on Watch the World Burn, he's trying to call all those motherfuckers out, saying, I could make one post and delete all this shit, delete your entire career. Where in here, you know, he kind of he says something about, you know, people laughing at him through a screen or, you know, judging him on things that he's done. So he's always kind of addressed that whole cancel culture aspect that's been going on in our society for, you know, really since like the birth of the internet, but probably not right at that inception. It probably wasn't until like the late 2000s or early 2010s. But again, for some reason, Ronnie has always been the target of criticism, the target of talk of the town. It seems like no matter what he does in a positive direction, nobody's willing to really give him any grace. But I mean, I respect the fuck out of this guy. He's done some amazing things with his music that most people would never achieve in their life. And that's what's so sad and so bad about the culture that we live in is we have all these keyboard warriors that are willing to attack a person, you know, for just even putting themselves in the game, putting themselves in the arena, being vulnerable, and knowing that once you're in the public eye, the public figure that you are, that you've become, like if you make mistakes, it's going to be heightened to a different level as opposed to a person like me, a regular person like me that isn't a public figure, that hasn't achieved the limelight or the fame that he has, the status that he has. But, you know, people criticize these people in their position so often just because it makes them feel better about themselves, because they realize like they could be doing a lot more with their life. They could be making changes. They could be making a positive influence on people. Like, if anything, you know, all the criticism that he gets, I'm assuming, you know, the reason that he keeps going is one, that he loves music and is always going to continue to make music, but he probably has thought about and understands the weight and the impact and the positive influence that he has on people, that he's really inspired through his music. I mean, again, I'm not going to say like I'm the biggest Falling in Reverse Ronnie Radke fan, but I could definitely appreciate what he's been able to accomplish with his time here on Earth. And I think that he's just going to get more relevant with time. I mean, yeah, he saw that with Watch the World Burn. That song blew up, especially on YouTube. I don't know how many views it has, but I know it has at least like 20 million views. Their music's just going to get better. It's going to get more refined. Ronnie specifically, going to get older, going to have more experiences, more wisdom, more shit to say. And as long as they keep challenging themselves in music, Miller, shh. Sorry, my cat is meowing. I couldn't fucking hear anything else. Yeah, as long as they, Miller. This dude is cutting off my flow. As long as they continue to challenge themselves to progress, to evolve as artists, as musicians, as people, I don't think we have anything to worry about when it comes to getting different types of music, different sounding music that excites us, that stimulates our senses, that involves us in the experience, because that has always been, for the most part, my experience with Falling in Reverse. I've always been super captivated and captured by their music. And so I'm going to leave it right there. Like, I don't think it was a bad song. It didn't catch me the way that other songs have, but I can respect it. I can respect it being in their catalog and existing for what it is. But yeah, I'm going to get back into these music reaction videos, especially we'll have, like I said, one coming on the way next week, reviewing the artist called Mike. Never heard of that guy, but I'm going to pick a song to listen to and review it on the channel. As always, if you're new to the channel, please like the videos, please subscribe to the channel. If you got something out of this video, if you did like it, if you thought it was funny, if you thought I'm stupid and I don't know what I'm talking about, share that piece of information with a friend. That is the best way to grow the channel, is just by engaging, going back and watching older videos that I have, helping the YouTube algorithm push my videos out to other people. So I would really appreciate it if you guys would do me a solid and do one of those things that I just mentioned. Until then, have a blessed week, guys. I will see you on the next video. All right, bye-bye. Take care. See you later.